Hello folks, this is Doug Foster. I was wanting to introduce you to my new channel. It's Imagination, Mechanical, and Fabrication. And what I want to do is kind of show you in video the process of setting up a shop from scratch and the kind of stuff that I'm going to be doing and using as far as tools and equipment. I've been getting it up here. Show you. I'm going to kind of show you what I'm in a 3-bay garage, like a mechanic shop garage, and but I'm having to get rid of move a bunch of stuff out that we have on our eBay store, and we have a thrift store. So I've been storing a lot of that stuff in here, and I'm going to get either some shipping containers or a tractor trailer to store this stuff in and put it out here on the side of the side of the shop. And so I want to just kind of take you through, show you something, what it looks like now, and then as I progress of getting stuff set up, you can see the progress of what I'm doing and how I want to lay it out, and eventually get it to where it's a usable shop. Okay, I'm going to show you the outside of it. This is the outside of the shop itself. You can see it's pretty good size. It's got good height to it, so I can end up at some point erecting me up a gantry crane or something. But you can see this is all the stuff that we have listed. A lot of the stuff we have listed on our eBay store, stuff that's overflowed. We've got our thrift store right here in this part over here, and so a lot of this stuff back here is for that. All that stuff on the back wall is listed on our eBay store, stuff over here. And so I've been bringing my equipment and toolboxes and stuff like that up here. You can see, I've got my gas welder, I got a MIG welder over here, I've got grinder, a little small bandsaw, parts, tools, just all kinds of equipment, hardware. Over here I brought all this stuff, everything you see here, and I probably got twice this much again of stuff. And then I'm using this cabinet back here as a toolbox, and that up there I'm going to get it down, and then like I said, I've got this rolling cabinet, and you see all this other stuff. I've got this networking cabinet back here for networking equipment stuff, which I intend on using it for my test equipment. I've got a bunch of electronics test equipment, and just as for background, my background is I was an industrial electrician, master electrician, with a associate's degree in applied electronics, and I've done a lot of automation and process controls and stuff. And so I'm gonna, I may get into some cabinet build, control panel building and stuff like that, fabrication. I've done a lot of that, building panels, testing them. I built refrigeration equipment for pharmaceutical and allied industries. People would bring me their prints and their components and all, and then I would fabricate the systems and then pressure test them and all that. And as you can see, I've got nitrogen and stuff that I use for testing and for brazing, gauges, vacuum pumps, reclaimers. I've got a pipe vise here that I can use for doing pipe work, refrigerants. I know, I'm certified to handle all that stuff. I've got licenses and about everything that's associated with that field. And I also was a licensed refrigeration contractor in Raleigh, North Carolina. And so a lot of this is stuff that come from that. And as you can see in this cabinet here, I've got, all kinds of tools, test instruments. That's what these plastic cases here are, is different kinds of test instruments. I even got another grinder there. I plan on right here, I'm going to build a hardware place where I can put nuts and bolts and stuff like that. And what I plan on doing is building it to where I can use these bins and put them sort of at an angle like that right there. These make great, you know, and put them at an angle to where you can access them good, and put that all across there. And then this workbench back here, this bench that goes all the way across here, I'll have it divided up into different sort of functions. I want to have one area where I can build control panels and test them and all that kind of stuff. And what I'll probably end up doing is this, I'll probably have the control panel area right here, and I'll take this networking cabinet and I'll move it over to here and put my oscilloscope and other test instruments in there and power supplies and stuff like that. And one thing about this place is I don't know why they did it, but they sloped this floor. So it's you know, it's probably got about a 3-inch grade on it, which is it's kind of aggravating. So, you know, what I'm gonna have to do back here is right now I just got stuff shimmed up to where I can, you know, keep it kind of level. This stuff all come out of here. Some of it's good material that I can probably use as part of doing some of this stuff. And then you can see I've got some metal and stuff over here that would be good, you know, for making stuff and fabricating. I got this big hydraulic ram here. So it's a mine jack, I think is what it is. I don't even know where I got it from, but I might figure out something I can use that for, you know, for a lift or something. And speaking of that, I brought that up here. I brought my, where's it at? I got it, oh, right here. This is a really excellent work tool here. This is a scissor lift table, work table, and I always used it for, like, when I was building condensing units and stuff. I could you just pump it. You just pump it like that, with, you know, and it'll raise it up to a good working height. And you know, you can build. And then I've got this little refrigerator. That's my first project, is I got to fix that. Brand new refrigerator. It had a broke pipe in it. Got to be fixed, and it's the new refrigerants. So I've got to, you know, do that. But and back here in this corner, I'm starting out pretty good with this. I mean, a lot of places they don't have nothing like this to start with, but as you can see, man, I got a pile of stuff in here that I got to get out of here. But I've got this beast, this 5 horsepower, 80 gallon, 2-stage compressor, air compressor. But this has got to go. This water separator, it's leaking like a sieve. And I'm going to upsize the piping to 3/4 inch and run it around. I'm going to use type L or type K copper pipe to do it. And you know, and I'm going to even put, I've got a hose reel over here that I'm going to mount up here on the ceiling somewhere. You can see, so that I can have one out in the middle out here where I can access it without having to have a column or anything. So I've got that to put up, and they work good. I used to use it in my other shop, and it was really of course the ceilings in my other shop was a lot lower, so I could just reach up there with it at that height and I could get a hold of it. But the other thing is I've got power right over here in this corner. Now I don't have 3-phase power. I've got single phase 240, but you know, if I ever get any machine tools, you know, or a plasma table or anything like that needs to have 3-phase, I'll just get a 3-phase converter. And you know, I've got 3-phase right here. I mean, I could probably get the power company to run me 3-phase in here and put a 3-phase panel over there. That wouldn't be that big a deal. I mean, again, I was an industrial electrician, so I worked with big power and process controls and you know, big control cabinets for you know, the machines that they had in the factories. And so I just kind of wanted to give everybody a glance of what I'm working with here and what my objective is. There's a lot of work ahead, but I'm game for it, you know. And just as a little side note, I'm 62 years old, and so I'm kind of starting this up at late, you know. I mean, some people would say it's, you know, you're too old to start something, but I don't think you're ever too old to start up anything or do, you know, or to try to accomplish something. And one of my objectives is eventually to try and take on some young people as apprentices and teach them the things I know, and you know, get them motivated towards actually making things and building things, and you know, maybe keep them off the streets and away from drugs and all that kind of stuff, and get them, you know, inspired to take advantage of their creativity and their inventiveness. You know, I believe I'm a firm believer our Creator created us to be creators, and you know, and I do this as unto the Lord. This is one of the things that, you know, I try to, you know, I don't do this to please men. I don't do this to get vainglory. I do it because I like working with my hands, and I want to make a difference. I mean, you know, they're talking about all this manufacturing coming back, and I've worked in manufacturing most of my life, and worked in a lot of big plants and stuff. Phone interruption there, and a scam call. And so I always enjoyed doing that, and I just kind of like to pass on the things I was blessed to have learned. You know, I had good people that I was exposed to that had a lot of knowledge and that were willing to share it with me, and I'd like to share mine. And I got this too. It's a shop hoist. These trucks running back and forth. It's a shop hoist. It's got with a rope, it's got about a 400-pound capacity, and with a cable, it's got an 800-pound capacity. And what I'm going to do is, if you look up here, I mean, these are pretty hefty rafters. I'm going to take and run a beam on the top side up there, and then I'm going to come off of it and go out and hit with the ball thread so that I can distribute the weight. You know, it's going to be distributed on those joists there, but I'm going to try to do a little bit more than that. And I'm not going to ever be lifting anything with it, this 800 pounds. I mean, I'm going to probably be doing, you know, small stuff, but stuff that's, you know, a couple 100 pounds or 100 pounds, you know, whatever. It's a lot easier to move it with something like that, and maybe even fix it up eventually with a trolley or something where I can, you know, put a beam over here and a beam over here, and cut this out and pour a concrete footer there and have a trolley, you know, that maybe even go all the way across or something. I got ideas, of course, like anybody. You know, you can dream about what you want to, you know, would like to do, but right now it's just a big mess. But it was a lot more stuff than this. I mean, I've put all this stuff in this cabinet over here, all that stuff over there. There was all kinds of stuff on them cabinets on there, and then I've got all these cabinets back here. Those wall cabinets, I got to move them up and attach them. And the base cabinets, they're already, you know, pretty. I've got them. They're fairly level. You know, you can look at that cabinet right there. It's level because I took and made it level and put a cleat under it, or a shim under it there to get it level. And I'm going to do the same thing from here. I'm going to take and get some 16-foot. Like 2x8s or 2x6s or something, and I'm gonna run, you know, treated, and I'm gonna run them down through here and make a platform that is level, and I'm gonna set that back up on it, set this back up on it, and then I'm gonna build my nut and bolt rack. And then over here where I'm gonna have my control panel, I'm gonna take up here and go up here. I'm gonna move that shelf from there, because I've got probably 10 of those the little cabinets with the drawers in it that you got your components and stuff in, and they're going to be up here. This is going to come off, and I'll probably have shelving over here, some kind of little shelving unit over there. And then here I'll take and put some make me a wire rack to put rolls of wire on, to where I can just pull wire down here and wire a control panel or whatever. And I think I even got a wire cart somewhere, you know, that from when I was doing refrigeration and stuff, because in North Carolina, when you're licensed in refrigeration, you can do all the controls yourself. You don't have to be a licensed electrician. And so I've done all of my own control wiring and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I'll be doing contract fabrication. If somebody wants a piece of equipment built, bring me a blueprint and the components, and I'll build it, and I'll even test it for you if it needs to be tested. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. And then I may even get into some more in-depth fabrication and stuff as time goes on, if it actually is able to be viable. Of course, right now this is all the planning stage and the beginning stages of it. So I just kind of wanted to let people, anybody interested, I know there's a lot of channels out there doing this kind of stuff. And I hope to see more of it myself. I'd love to see a manufacturing renaissance here in America, where you get back to a lot of mom and pop type shops like this here that are doing all kinds of different things, and put us back on a level like we used to be, like when I was a kid. I mean, there was manufacturing plants everywhere. We made everything. And I'd like to see that again. I'd like to see us get back to that. And so with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to keep trying to turn these out at least once a week, because I'm pretty busy with we've got 3 different businesses besides this, and this ain't even really launched yet, but it's I want to kind of get at least part of the shop organized and ready and cleaned up, and get some of the things done that I need to get done, and then try to locate me a trailer or a storage, one of them cargo containers or something, to put the rest of this stuff in. And so with that, I hope you folks will have a blessed day, and I'll see you again soon.